YouTube, it's Brian Phillips. We've got a new cool car. This is actually a truck from Bezgar, the HP163S. It's actually 1/16 scale. It's got this cool spoiler. You can take that off and leave it off if you want. 2 different body types, and it's also got a wheelie bar if you choose to use it. We did not. 4-wheel drive, brushless. Cooling fan is running right now. Not that we need it because it's getting cold here in central Iowa, but I'm super excited to see how crazy this thing is. It was a little bit too crazy for us to drive it in the living room, so we're gonna see how this thing does out and about. That being said, we are starting on 2S. Oh, did I say hydraulic? Excuse me, oil-filled suspension, which is pretty amazing. This thing is equipped with just about everything you want in a fast off-road or on-road RC car. Up to and including, right here, the function, there is, whoops, excuse me, the function light. Look how bright that is. We're in the bright sun right now and you can still see that thing turn on and off, which is sweet. So we're definitely gonna see that in dark at some point soon. This thing claims a 40-minute runtime, so we are not gonna show an entire 40-minute runtime, but I can definitely tell you I'm excited to see it run, so here goes nothing. As you know, on Brian Phillips RC, we try to show it the way it is and not the way we want it to be. Very slow on the throttle here. I'm just giving it a very light break-in period here. I'm about 15–20% throttle. Really touchy on the steering. That's full throttle on 2S. It is 4-wheel drive. Brushless power. As you can see, the thing has, wow, a lot of power. That's on 2S, folks. So yes, 2S or 3S. Real quick, camera crew is gonna hold that. This is the 3S version of the same battery. This is what we're running right now. As you can see from the balance lead, it's got 3 pins. This one has 4, and it's also marked as such. When you're ordering, make sure you pick extra batteries because they are specialized batteries, but that won't stop you from using it so long as you have a Dean's or T-style connector on your battery. Now, we did fit a smart pack in here, a 1300 3S, but it doesn't look like we're gonna need to use that because this thing is amazing. By the way, I don't know if you guys saw that, but I could just about flip it over on my own without actually getting down there. It's about 50% throttle, just really not pushing it here, and then it just gets nutty. So if you guys are getting this for your kids and you wanna make it easier for them to drive, there's a switch right here. It says off, 70, and 100%. So you can go to 70%, and then it makes it a little bit easier for the kids to drive, and that's about 70% throttle there. Now 100% throttle, as you can see, it's just gonna brake the thing a little bit slower. There is braking, by the way. And the braking, as you know, on electronic speed controllers, especially with brushless, you press and hold it and it's gonna brake. And then when you press again, you'll get reverse. So if you guys are looking for some crazy action, look no further than this 1/16 amazing offering from Bezgar. We like when cars are fast, we like when they're capable, and we like when they do what they say they're gonna do. I like being able to flip over my own cars without having to go over and use the hand of God. But I can definitely tell you this, it does flip over easy. So if you decide to get this, we're gonna jump right into 3S because we wanna show, we know you guys are all thinking, yeah, I wanna see 3S. Why are you even showing 2S? Well, because a lot of you are gonna get it and you're gonna run it on 2S because as you can see, it's got plenty of speed, but we know you're here for the crazy. Now, I did leave my protective film on here. I did that on purpose because I knew I'd be flipping it over. And so this lid comes off pretty easy. I don't like having 4 pins, but it's fine for what we're doing. And then as you can see, we have a nice cooling fan here. I'll stop it for you so you can see. Cooling fan right on the brushless motor, big heat sink, big powerful steering mechanism. I like that it's got good turnbuckles so it's easy to adjust. And then you've got turns here on each of the oil-filled struts. Okay, so we're gonna pop this open. Did I hand you the battery earlier?
You did not.
Okay, good. So you can see we got a nice easy clasp that locks in, and then the battery is super easy to take out and super easy to plug and unplug. It's even easier when you don't have your hands full for the camera. But as you can see, when you go up to the 3S, there is no size difference, but you have just a very small weight difference. So that weight is gonna help improve our odds at staying on the ground. One complaint I'd have on this car so far is that it's so powerful you might actually need to add some weight to it just to keep it on the ground. Now, also, I would say this is one of the most well-thought battery applications that we've seen in a long time, but it is a custom battery. Also, make sure that you're not actually, see, you gotta press that button, make sure you're not running the throttle or changing the steering while it's power cycling, okay? And if you didn't see that, there's a power button right here, and there's an LED to indicate power's on, as well as a receiver light, okay? So just keep in mind when you're getting ready to run this thing, and yes, if you don't like the spoiler, or you go with the truck body that's a little bit more of a conventional truck style rather than a racer truck style, like a Baja style like this one, then you can actually leave that off if you don't like it, and there's 4 screws that hold it on. It's a pretty easy install, and we'll show that in the unbox portion that we have been neglecting on a lot of our ground vehicles lately. The reason we chose to do an unbox on this one is because it's the first time we've worked with this company, this Bezgar, and we didn't know what to expect in the package. So we wanted to see if it was going to be as good as they claim it was going to be. Now that leads me to my next point, and that is that here on Brian Phillips RC, we like to show things the way they are and not the way that the manufacturer claims they will be. Unfortunately for you, on the time front, we don't have 80 minutes to test 2 batteries, because if it truly does have that long of a runtime, that's an amazing runtime, okay? So you have to use your best judgment on if you believe that or not. But we'll give you some feedback when the kids have a chance to play with it a bunch. Okay, that's 3S, and I didn't even really get into it that hard, and it pretty much flipped over. Okay, so that's about 10% throttle. I do notice that there's quite a big dead band when I go to press the throttle. Watch this. You use up most of the throw of your throttle, getting the throttle to engage. And if you're pretty good with cars, you're gonna have no problems doing burnouts. And no, these are not slicks. They are actually quite traction-y tires. And I love the fact that you can do that. Now, we just top dressed our lawn yesterday, and as you can see, this is some tall grass we're dealing with. But right here, it gives us no problems whatsoever getting through the grass. And that's about 50% throttle there. There's 100%. Goodness gracious, this thing is tenacious. Now, I'm gonna brake for us here. Okay, here's some braking. You can see very good braking as it sinks down in the front. Now we've got good reverse function, a little bit slower, a little bit more tame. That's what I'd like to see, because if you go too crazy, then you're gonna have a hard time driving. But as you can see, you definitely have to keep on this thing. Now also, there is a steering trim here. So I'm just gonna show you how I trim. I'm just gonna drive forward while holding this knob and just get it to where it goes straight. And then I'm gonna go ahead and drive it. Still got a little bit of hesitation to the left. Full throttle pass. That thing is fast. Wow. Goodness gracious. Whoa, is that a brake light?
No, I think it's only
just a reflection.
Lights. Yeah.
You sure? That is incredible. Guys, that thing flipped itself all the way under. Oh my goodness. Okay, I gotta check on this brake light thing, because I think it was a reflection on one of the...
I think it was.
I'm sorry, guys. The shocks are red. So I don't mean to mislead.
That would have been cool.
So let's take this up front. Oh, hold on. There's a cat.
Oh yeah, she'll love this.
Hey, cat. How are you? How are you? Yes, that's what I thought. That is incredibly fast. Okay, so we're gonna pause, walk out to meet it, and we're gonna go up in the front and show you how it does. All right, guys. So here we go. We're just gonna drive up front. We did just top dress this, so I'm gonna actually take this hill real quick. Oh, that is so cool. And by the way, for the record, that is tall grass. That's hay grass that's growing back now. And so that'll be taken for hay. This is just next to our driveway, okay, which is super. That is incredible. You see the torque on the frame when I go full throttle? It just wants to lift the wheels all the time. And I'm pretty sure that's why they give you the... Oh, that's the first time we've been sort of stuck, and we're still not stuck, guys. This thing has super 4-wheel capability. Really impressed with how well it's doing and how cool it looks doing it. It definitely seems to like the pavement really well, though, because I could definitely tell you this. This thing is, wow, it is just so torquey. It's almost impossible. All right, let's get up here. We're gonna go up here where we normally go. Now, I gotta say, guys, if you are brand new in the hobby, you want something that's gonna get you going fast, but you don't wanna spend $1,000 on something, this would be a great option for you. Now, I gotta say, this is a rough area in our yard. We designed this this little part of our ditch so that we could get in here and show some off-road capabilities. But man, this car is capable. Look at that. We can never do that. I'm loving it. And by the way, it is definitely juicy down here, right?
It is.
Okay, so as you can see, the tall grass is very tall, guys. Look how tall this is. I'm gonna just back up to us. Okay, precision is definitely not the strength of this tool here. Okay, see how tall that grass is? It's not like easy to drive over stuff. And it's going through it like it's nothing. And I gotta say, just jumping over the puddles and everything, it's doing great. But I wanna just kinda, you think I can go through the puddle?
Probably.
Oh, did I finally get stuck on something? Nope.
Nope.
Evidently not. I do notice it takes a little bit of doing to get the reverse action to work, but we've seen that on other cars too. Okay, so we'll go through this wet area first. Oh yeah. Easy to catch air. You're gonna get air like crazy on this thing. You'll probably get air just accidentally about half the time. Oh yeah, that was so cool. All right, I'll go flip it. All right, so here we go, guys. Up the straight hill, as you can see, we've got a very, very steep little surface here. It's super fun to mow, let me tell you about it. But then getting out of the ditch, let's see if we can get out of the ditch here, okay? Out of the ditch is a tough thing to do, but it shouldn't be tough with this thing. We got plenty of power, except, okay, come on now. Here we go, let's see if we can get, oh no, don't you do it! Oh, that is so cool. I don't even think this thing is supposed to be driven in the water, but I don't care. It's really fun to do, so I'm gonna do it anyway. Oh, so much fun. All right, guys, so here we go. And I gotta say that, admittedly, I'm not sure if you're supposed to be doing this in the water, so I shouldn't say it like it's okay to do. But all I'm gonna say is this thing, I'm just gonna get her dried off real quick. That is incredibly good speed for being a small car. 1/16 scale cars, we don't typically see them this fast. And if they're fast like this, they're usually almost impossible to control. But as you can see, I'm doing pretty good. And I'm not some amazing car driver, let's just put it that way. I do fly a lot of planes and helicopters and quads and VTOLs and lots of RC stuff. But I'm nothing special when it comes to RC cars. Oh, that is so cool. And I gotta say, in terms of controllability, it definitely is not terrible, but my biggest complaint would be with how the throttle engages. There's a lot of play in the stroke before it actually kicks in. And that would be, I don't think it's like Expo, it's just basically there's nothing there until you get to a certain percentage and then it works. Oh, that is so much fun. So guys, if you get this for your kids, oh, I'm at 70%, are you kidding me? This whole time I've been at 70%.
What?
Yes, I'm serious. Okay, this is nuts. All right, here we go. All right, so now I'm at 100%, and I cannot believe I did that. I was totally thinking that. This thing is just in, look at this. Look at this, let's see if I can tip it over. Let's see if I can get it. Come on. Yes, I got it. So much fun. So guys, I'm at like 50% throttle here. Oh, it stopped. Why did you stop? There it goes. So I'm gonna just tell you this, if you go to the 100% throttle setting, this thing is gonna be insane. So just plan on it being pretty much insane. And, but it's not uncontrollable. It's just, you know, you're kind of, you know, point that direction and kind of go. Now, oh no, right in the mud bucket. But truthfully, this thing is holding its own. I can't believe how good it's doing for how small it is.
So now you got to go up on the road and
Okay.
go 100%.
Okay, all right, we'll do that. So guys, I gotta say, going from forward to backward, I've noticed a long latency. Whoa, that thing is just nuts now. Holy cow. There's full throttle. It's getting away from us pretty quick. Okay, here we go. Ooh, you see that? It's like kind of, did you see when it stopped? Mm-hmm. That wasn't me. So I don't know if maybe there's like some, you know, over thermal protection or something going on there. See me doing okay now.
Wow.
That is really fast. So guys, if you're getting this for your kid, you might want to make sure that you vet it first and make sure that they're not going to like run into their shins or something crazy. But here on Brian Phillips RC, we want you guys to get the best out of your RC budget and really enjoy your experience. Oh yeah, that's trees they cut down. We'll be right back. All right, right here is what we just came out of, guys. We wanted to show you because there's like trees and stuff cut down. Yeah. They're not like super small, but yeah, no RC car in a 16th scale is gonna get through that. So that's what we hit. So now, if you guys are interested in buying one of these, all you have to do is follow the link in the video description below. You'll help support Brian Phillips RC and the stuff we do for the RC community, which is basically reviewing stuff and then helping you make good decisions. Because basically, we don't work for these manufacturers. If they suck, we just show them sucking in our videos. But I would say this thing is doing anything but sucking. It's been very fun, and it's extremely fast. So if you guys are into, if you're into speed, I think you're, that was awesome, guys. If I could do that on purpose, I'd be a really good driver. Now, I can also tell you this, you might wanna think about putting that bar on there because the wheelie bar would make this thing a lot less insane to drive. But at the same time, I kinda like being able to wheelie super easy. And I gotta say, this is probably one of the easiest we've ever had in terms of wheeling. And then the brakes actually work pretty good. Like I said, my biggest complaint is that when you pull the trigger, it takes a second. It takes a second for things to start, okay? So if you have 100% throw all the way back and then minus 100 all the way forward, it's like it doesn't start till like maybe 20, 30% in. And so I feel like you lose a lot of resolution on your control. But it's nothing you can't get used to. And I gotta say that is insane that it just flips all the way over like that. Also, I think that 40 minutes driving like this is maybe a bit of a pipe dream, because if you're running this thing for 40 minutes as hard as I'm running it, I would be amazed. But I'm gonna tell you this, I wanna run it for 40 minutes because it's super fun. And also, one other thing too to keep in mind, if you're giving this to the kid, make sure you set it to 70% so they don't destroy it like I just almost tried to do. You see that? That is insane. Okay, we'll be right back again. Okay, so now also one other thing I wanna mention is that I just drove that over here and there's zero damage on this thing. It's just running like the day I got it. Well, that was pretty much today, so I guess that doesn't count. But I gotta say, this thing is pretty robust for being insanely fast. And you're gonna need that if you have something that goes this quick. Otherwise, you're gonna be immediately replacing it. And where this thing lacks in low speed controllability, it makes up for insane speed controllability. I would say for not being stabilized, which we've only seen once, the thing does pretty dang good. So if you guys are interested in getting one and you want to help Brian Phillips RC and what we do in the RC community, then definitely. So if you guys want to help support us, the best thing you can do is watch the videos, like them, subscribe, click the bell for notifications. Those are all things you can do without spending even a dime. And then if you want to spend a dime and have an awesome new fun product, then check out the links in the video description below. It's the best way you can support us financially if you decide to do so. We would really be thankful. And then I gotta say this too. This one's gonna have two links. We've got one, I believe, directly to the manufacturer, and then we've got one through Amazon.
I think so.
Yeah, so if you guys are big on Amazon, you can do that. If you wanna do, oh, did we lose a clip? We lost one clip. That's our only casualty. What a bummer, but still, amazing product. Very fun. I definitely had it shooting across there really bad, but it's in good shape. I don't see anything broken. Nothing seems to be misaligned. It's very heavy duty built, but like I said, if you want to put on that wheelie bar, I think you're going to have an even better driving experience. But I mean, I thought we'd break that, but it's just got enough wiggle to it that it just didn't seem to be bothered too bad. And obviously we scratched the heck out of this thing, but I would say otherwise the thing is going to tear through tires is the other thing you want to watch out for. So we'll have links directly to the manufacturer. You'll be supporting us if you buy there or with Amazon. And we really don't mind which direction you guys go. Oh, we pop that out? No, we didn't pop it out. We didn't bend this, did we?
I don't think so.
No, I don't think we did.
It's still in the side tracks.
Yeah, it's basically the way it sits down.
Yeah.
I just didn't pay close attention to it because I wasn't flinging it across the living room.
Right.
Really cool. This thing is better than I expected it to be, and it's still super fun. So if you guys are into the proposition of going really fast and reasonable budget, by the way, then this is definitely the way to go. Now, I'm gonna tell you this. I think the 2S is probably good for the vast majority of you out there. But that being said, if you're really wanting that extra kick, then 3S is gonna put it way over the top. And I would say, honestly, on 2S, you're probably gonna be over the top anyway. So the size classes this thing sits in, you know, I love the speed you're getting on 2S. I can't hardly believe how good it is. So if you're getting this for your kids, and again, just remember this button, guys, right there. Put it to 70%. Make sure they're not gonna destroy it in the first day, and then you can give them a little bit of time to get broken in and then go ahead and graduate them to 100% like I did on my own. So anyway, guys, really cool option. We love reviewing this stuff for you here on Brian Phillips RC. Obviously, the surface vehicles are kind of a smaller part of what we do compared to the aircraft, helicopters, quads, VTOLs, that sort of thing, tractors and leaf blowers, obviously, and e-bikes. You guys love e-bikes. But the thing is, we do love pretty much all things RC, and we want to bring you guys good quality offerings. And I'm gonna tell you this, sometimes these smaller companies, you're probably like, no, I want to go with the big boys on this because I don't want to chase good money after bad. Well, I understand the sentiment, but I'm gonna just tell you this, sometimes you can get a lot more bang for your buck, and that's what you're gonna get with this Bezgar product. I think you're gonna like it. It's really cool. It's super detailed. It actually does what it says it's gonna do, and it actually goes a little bit beyond what I thought it was gonna do. And I usually have unreasonably high expectations of things, you may have noticed. But at the end of the day, I do like this car, truck, whatever you wanna call that. I'm gonna call it a truck. But it is definitely good. I think you're gonna enjoy it. And I mean, short of spending 4 or 5 times what this thing cost, I think you're gonna basically be getting one of the premium offerings in this price class. So definitely cool. Good Christmas gift idea for 2023. You might want to check it out. And definitely, if you guys can't find what you want in this video and you'd like to see other ground vehicles, helicopters, airplanes, VTOLs, whatever it is we've done in the past here on Brian Phillips RC, all you have to do is follow our link in the video description below, or you can just go to brianphillipsrc.com, type it in yourself. That's our domain, and we'll sort by type. Or by brand that we worked with in a particular video. And remember, we answer to you and not to them, even though they would like us to answer to them and they probably think that. I don't really care what they think. We care what you think. And that's why we're here, is to serve you, the audience. We want you to be able to get more for your money, and that's why we let them send all the garbage too. Because when the garbage comes, it's kind of like, yeah, that sucked. But this thing is definitely good, and I think you're gonna like it. Okay, so hopefully we've answered all your questions too about this. Real easy application. I'm a little disappointed we lost this. We have a cat here.
It's another cat.
To help with the video. But the thing is, other than that, I'm actually really happy with it. And then getting used to the throttle, I think that would, you know, do some good too. But other than that, I think it's a great product. If you guys like it, check it out right now. Now, also, if you want to support us in other ways, you don't want to buy this particular car, and you don't want to buy another plane or anything right now because your wife is threatening to leave you if you bring another plane home, then we totally understand that sentiment. Just check it out. Right down there, there's going to be a link to Patreon for monthly support. YouTube members, thanks to our special members that support us on Patreon and YouTube. You guys are great. We're humbled every time we see a new supporter. And then also we have one-time support through Super Thanks, which are always appreciated. And then we have PayPal if you just don't want to go through YouTube, which you understand. We opened those all up for you, like 2 years ago or so?
Yep.
And we did that reluctantly because we just think the best way to support us is to buy these awesome products when you like them. But there was a lot of people that asked a lot for a long time. And so we finally said yes. And so honestly, my Patreon begging site, I didn't want to start one, but it is very nice to have a group of, I think it's 42 people now that are supporting us, which is really cool. And we appreciate that. But really at the end of the day, we just love bringing products like this. And if we bring good products and we have a good customer base, which we do, the most amazing customers, the most amazing supporters right here on YouTube, watching our videos all the time, and we really appreciate you guys being here with us. Obviously, we have a new project. You can see back there is like 200,000 pounds worth of product sitting back there. I cannot review them because they don't belong to me. But the thing is, we are waiting for the county to approve our permit. Yes, that's right.
Still waiting.
Still waiting. That poor guy has all his equipment, his probably over $1 million worth of equipment just chilling there. And that's used equipment, by the way. So if it was all brand new, it's a lot more than $1 million. Sitting there chilling, just waiting for some pencil pusher to unscrew up what they screwed up. We'll tell you more at some point. But the truth is, we love that you guys are here with us so we can make things like that happen. We're gonna be digging a pond. If you're curious about that, just stay tuned. Maybe some year the county will talk to the federal government and unscrew up what they screwed up. Yeah, I know, please don't be true. But we're kind of realists here on Brian Phillips RC. We know that you guys are the reason that we're doing all this stuff. And so we really, from the bottom of our hearts, want to say special thank you. Thank you. And also, we want to ask you to come back. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the video, guys. YouTube. I feel like it's been a million years. So we're gonna open this box right now. And then when we're done with that box, we're gonna open this box. Seems pretty tightly packed. You guys are new to the channel. This is Brian Phillips RC. Camera crew is behind the camera over there. Her name is Megan. Oop, we have a label in here. I gotta just, from Yin Go.
Sweet.
So here it is, guys. We've been waiting for this for a while because we've been super busy, and we're excited to be bringing you a brand new truck. The HP163S, obviously.
Yes.
Because that's the name I'll remember.
Yep.
We're gonna open it right now. The names on some of these trucks, admittedly, are a little bit goofy, and so we don't really worry too much about the names because they'll probably change in 5 minutes. So this is 163S, HP163S, yes, whatever that means. How about we just open it up? It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
This is gonna be for us a pretty amazing off-road, on-road truck, and it's 2 and 3S compatible, correct? Yes. Oh, look, we've got all sorts of good things in here. I don't know what the heck all this is.
It's like a nice
Bezgar?
I was gonna say Bezgar.
Bezgar? Okay. China.
Whatever you want it to be.
China.
That sounds great.
Change your ways. Okay, so we're gonna open this up right now. We have not been doing unboxes on cars lately because they're all so similar, but because this is a new brand for us, we wanted to show you how it comes out of the box. And you can see if there's any value in that for your basic RC needs. That's everything there. Okay, looks like we have a bottom half has the transmitter in it, the pistol grip style transmitter. And here it goes, guys. I'll pop this thing out. Not sure how that, okay, there we go, popped out. All right, pretty simple stuff. And we do like showing the unboxes, but since they were all literally exactly the same, we decided we would hold off for a little bit. Squishy, pistol grip, reverse. Looks pretty simple. Please do not touch the throttle and steering joysticks during turning on the transmitter. After turning on the transmitter, please operate after you see the indicator lights on the transmitter, okay? So basically leave your controls neutral during the power cycle. There's stuff in here. Don't accidentally throw that away. All right, let's see what actually comes with this.
Bunch of stuff.
Okay, it's supposed to be ready to run, and that's always a good thing, okay? So we got a little bit of assembly. That's a wheelie bar, so you can keep the thing on the ground. And then it has a spoiler, which I'm not sure I even like the way the spoiler looks, in my opinion. Again, just my opinion. Empty boxes for packaging here. No, the spoiler does look cool. It looks cool on the box. Some people are gonna wanna leave it this way. Ooh, man, nice suspension. Pneumatic tires. But look at that. That looks pretty good. Feels like oil-filled struts. Kind of soft on the springs. There's some adjustability here. Nice skid plate. Is this four-wheel drive? Let's pull the pins and see. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. Ooh, brushless. Nice. Brushless motors are, of course, going to be superior to brushed motors. This still has a protective sheath on it, doesn't it?
Was it?
Yeah, I think it does.
Oh, yeah,
see that? Okay, we're going to leave it for now. Let the kids destroy it. Okay. So this is the first thing I'm going to point out. It comes with a Dean's connector, okay? So if you don't have a Dean's connector, you're going to have an adapter. Got a cooling fan on the big brushless motor, power button here, adjustable linkages for the steering. That's pretty sweet. And then the receiver, it looks like we have a 3-channel receiver. Looks pretty straightforward. And then over here we have a latch to hold the battery down. So let's see what happens when you pop that. Oh, there is the battery. Okay, so it looks like we have a 2S pack in here. It's a lithium polymer, 7.4 volts, 2S. 1050 milliamp hours at 7.77 watt hours. Now I do like that it has a standard balance charge lead, but you're not going to be able to plug that into most chargers because it is recessed, okay? But I like that it sits right there and it's nice and protected. Give you another shot of that suspension working. Feels pretty good. I always like when they drag the tail like that. Again, it'll keep everything looking really cool. And then also the aerodynamic effect of this spoiler here is kind of neat, okay? So then let's talk about this. This is used if you want to keep the thing from wanting to flip over, so that's gonna be sweet, okay? And this does have a drive shaft going down the middle. If you look right there, the differential, yep, you can see it spinning. Pretty cool. So this is four-wheel drive. Four-wheel drive, of course, being superior to two-wheel drive. Makes a big difference in drivability on these cars. Okay, it looks like this one happened to come with a second battery. Nice. So that's pretty sweet. So we'll actually get these out, have them ready to rock and roll. Now these are both 2S batteries. How do you tell? Because there's 3 wires here on the balance lead, and there's always going to be the 2 for the Dean's connector or the T-style connector, T connector, if you will. And let's talk about chargers and things that comes with this. Okay, so in another bag, we'll pop these out. Wheel tool, Phillips screwdriver, and it actually comes with 2 chargers. That's very nice, and it looks like that. Yeah, it goes this way. That is unusual, but it does reach. Okay, so that I didn't expect. Also, this is a USB style plug, so you can put up to 2 amps into this charger adapter. Let's go ahead and see. I want to see how this goes. Now, I'm not saying you couldn't charge it on a standard, you know, smart charger or whatever that we're used to using here, but you'll have to have a cable to reach from there to here, and then you'll of course have to use an adapter to the Dean's connector, okay? So let's see how hard these are to set up by using a regular charger port. Go into the outlet, go ahead and get both of those firing up. Slide this out. And guys, just do yourself a favor. Okay, red light turns to a green flash. Okay. The other thing is, can we check the voltage on this thing with an XBC battery checker? No, because you can't plug into it, but you might be able to use one of these. That's going to be challenging. The negative is over there. See, can't. 2 cells, 7.5, 3.77, so right at storage voltage. 3.8 would be storage voltage. And so in this case, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys a slow. See this? You can tell which direction that goes because the 2 tabs are on the top of that. Okay. Hextronics balance charge port. All right, looks pretty straightforward. Flashing light is going to indicate charging. So we'll go ahead and come back to, we have another box after a bit, but I wonder if we need to get the spoiler installed. Let's talk about that for a minute. Okay. That comes in a separate bag. Now, I'm not really sure if the spoiler is necessary, but it does look kind of cool. So it comes with 4 screws in there. And then incidentally, this comes with 4 screws as well. Probably mounts about the same spot, I'm guessing. Oh, and they did give a LiPo safe bag. So if you want to use this, then you can stick your batteries in there. And the idea behind these LiPo safe bags is that if you would have a fire because of a lithium polymer battery that decided to catch fire, it's going to sort of contain it to a degree, okay? I'm not a big believer in the bags. I don't know that they would really do that much help, but we do have fire extinguishers around our house because we try to set the stage for safety. All right, here it is, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4 screws here, as you can see, and they appear to be Phillips. Kind of like a modified Phillips. See that flat tip on there? All right, let's sit down and we'll go ahead and put this on real quick. All right, so this is going to go right there, guys. See this? It slides in. You're gonna have to come over here probably. Okay. turn the light on the camera. Okay, see this?
Oh, yeah.
So this is gonna slide into those areas there, okay? So that's gonna give us our mount point if you decide to use the spoiler. What do you think of the spoiler? Do you like it?
I think it's fine.
You think it's fine? Okay.
Do you think it's not?
No, I'm just asking your opinion because I don't know if I really care for it, but we're gonna put it on just to show how hard or easy it is, because that's why we do unboxes here on Brian Phillips RC. We like to show the real value equation to our customers, because at the end of the day, we've done so many different cars, trucks, SUVs, ground vehicles, but we do a lot more airplanes, helicopters, quads, VTOLs, that sort of thing here on this channel. But people don't realize, but I had and have done RC cars and trucks my whole life. So I actually have even more experience with RC cars than I do with airplanes, but I am admittedly more obsessive with airplanes, okay? So these are going to be awkward to screw in, I can tell you that, because look at the angle. It's just definitely not gonna be super convenient. Okay, you can probably shut that flash off. It's making it very hard for me to see. So we'll pause and get those in and come right back. All right, so we just got done doing that. Full disclosure, this screwdriver worked okay for most of them, but then I had to go to a longer screwdriver to just make it easier on me. In a pinch, you could do this. This made it easier. This is just a long, cheap, crappy screwdriver, okay? Speaking of cheap and crappy, we use some cheap and crappy batteries that were not provided AA's, okay? So we're gonna put those in next. What we like to do on Brian Phillips RC is go through the entire process in case you guys need help. Flat goes to the spring side. For those of you that are into this hobby, I would assume you know how to put batteries in, but if you don't know how, or if you're mom and dad and you're just not into this hobby, you're doing this for your kid, we understand we're kind of here to help you along the way if you're trying to get a gift for somebody or something to that extent. Get it all set up for them. There is a safety screw here, which we like to make extra safe by throwing away.
You're not gonna keep that for our house of screws that we're building?
I should dig that out of the garbage
You will,
can.
I know.
So now you guys see it and you're like, but wait, there's more. We have another box. Why would we have another box, camera crew?
Well, the box says 3S, but the battery that
What happened to this box?
I closed it.
All right, let's cut it open and see what's going on. So if you guys are not familiar with 3S, 2S means, it stands for cells in series. So the larger the number, the more cells are in series. There used to be a time when there were cells in series and parallel to make up a certain voltage, and that's still true, just not so much in RC, because we're all using lithium polymer packs in most cases, okay? So LiPo, okay? So there it is. And that's what we have here. This is whatever that is.
Yes.
We will link to the products that we're using in this video down below in the video description below. If you guys ever want to help support Brian Phillips RC in any way, the best thing you can do is buy stuff from the links when you like the products that we review. That's how we make this work financially for our family. Okay, as you can see, 11.1 volts, 1050 milliamp hours. Also 11.65 watt hours, 25C, okay? Still has a Dean's connector. Let's see how it fits. Fits in here very nicely, drops down, okay? Looks pretty good. You could probably put a 2200 in here. It does say 3S on the top, which is nice. Let's see if we can put a 3S in there, but let's get this charging first. It does come with its own charger, which is kind of nice, and that makes sense because the other ones are 2S chargers. Do we have another charger in here?
We should, or I can grab another one.
We have another adapter right here. Let's plug it in over by the stove. We're gonna have batteries going all over the place. All right, guys. So this is the same scenario. You have the exact same style of charger, it looks like. The only difference, of course, is that instead of having 3 wires, it's got 4 wires that terminate here, or 4 pins. And as you can see, 2 tabs up there, that gives you your alignment. Be careful pressing it in. That is a goofy way to do it.
That is.
Okay? We don't see that like ever. Okay, red light's on. Should switch to a green flash. All right, now, a couple thoughts. We were talking about 2200 3S. This is a 2200 3S, as you can see. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna look right here. Yep, looks like I built a Dean's adapter, okay? So, the trouble is, this Dean's adapter is like that, okay? So that would make this battery work with an EC3, okay? So I would need to find the right adapter, and I'm gonna pause and check and see if I can find one. I've made lots of adapters over the years. So here's an adapter that takes us into another adapter, and that would give us the ability to use all sorts of different types, not the least of which is my smart pack here. Okay, so this is a Spectrum smart pack. It's Horizon product. And then as you can see, that's got the same 3S balanced lead, okay? Just to prove it to you, we can come over here. You could technically charge this on the provided charger, but I don't know why you would ever do that. If you were gonna do it, you would just go here, boom, just like that, okay? So normally, you have this external connector like this, that's either white or black plastic. We really don't care about that. We just care about the number of pins. So in this case, theirs is recessed, so it's kind of a different scenario, okay? So that's plugged in and charging. But if we wanted to, we could use one of these batteries. So just to give you an idea, there are options. Let's see if it fits. That was what we wanted to test after all. And it looks like it's gonna be a very difficult squeeze. You wanna know why?
Because your leads.
Because we're running into the steering linkage. That steering linkage needs to stay free. Okay, guys? This is why we answer questions like this. You can't use this battery in this car. It won't fit. But what we can do is we can put this one back where it came from, and we can get out a battery like this, 1300 3S. And we can use the same thing. Now this has an IC3 connector, as you can see here, IC3. That's the main discharge. It's also got this little smart lead in the middle, okay? And it's got the same balance lead as we have, except a different color, and it's exposed out at the end. So I'm just using a little adapter here that takes me to XT60, and then XT60 takes me back to Dean's. This came with another Venom pack, I think. So let's see if the 1300 3S fits. Looks like it would more than likely fit. Let's see if we can close the lid. So guys, if you're brand new to Brian Phillips RC, we do a lot of airplanes. We do a lot of helicopters, quads, things like that, VTOLs. And we also do cars and trucks. And so if you're here, most of it's radio controlled. Sometimes we do farm equipment. Sometimes we do homestead stuff. But no matter what we're doing, it's stuff that we enjoy and appreciate, and we hope you will too. If you want to help support us, buy the stuff from the links, okay? That would power it up, okay? But just you can see it snaps down. You've still got this quick release. It lifts up. Not a lot of dinking around. That's actually quite nice, okay? I really like the way that that works. It's maybe not quite a perfect fit just because the way the lead sticks out past the edge here, okay? This one's not so bad. Some of the batteries do that, some don't. Just depends on the brand and make of the battery. In fact, if I were to look at the batteries I have here, this one is a little bit smoother than that one, okay? So this one would probably work a little better, and you can see the balance lead comes out the same as the main discharge lead, okay? But just to be totally clear, that is a factor you'll need to work with. And we've got other batteries here, but then this one says 15C on it, okay? So it's a little bit slower discharge rate, and that would be a 2S battery, but it already has the Dean's on it, okay? That would for sure fit. So just go through your batteries, make sure you have some sort of a plan of attack. And if you decide you want to use another brand of battery, make sure that you're prepared to either cut off the Dean's or T connector and put on your IC3 or your XT60 or whatever it is you need, and do that carefully. It's not a hard process, but it is something that you have to do some soldering for in most cases. So wanted to go over that real quick. And without further ado, we're gonna see what else we have in store. We have to put the batteries in. We already did that. So really at this point, the only thing left would be to see how it runs. So maybe we'll just grab one of these, no matter how depleted it is, just to go ahead and get the thing running while these two are charging and that one's charging. We'll pause and come right back. All right, so we're gonna turn this on for the first time. Should be pretty straightforward. You turn this thing on. There's actually 3 settings. One is a 70% setting, One's 100% setting, and then there's off, okay? So if you have a kid that's running it, you can put 70%, okay? Or you can put 100%. That just means throttle is only gonna go to 70%. That helps the kids to not destroy stuff as quick, okay? So I'm gonna lay this here, put this out of the way, get the manual, have that handy in case I need it, okay? And what we're gonna do is we're gonna use this off-brand battery right now just for testing because our other batteries are charging, right? So real quick, if you use an off-brand, make sure that your positive lead matches. Generally they do, but sometimes you'll get a weird brand that has done it differently, okay? So we plug it in. You'll note that nothing happens. That's good because there is a power switch, and I'll show you where that is next. I just want to have this more or less settled. You can see why you'd want to use the factory battery or at least fix the ends here, guys, okay? Because this would stay under the lid, but it's going to be a real pain to hook up and unhook, right? Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So when you're looking at this, there's a button right here. So press it. Got the cooling fan running. Pretty cool. And then as you can see, the lights are solid, so I believe it's probably working already. Yep, it is working already. Now show them the clearance on the steering. Okay, that's all the way to the left and all the way to the right. You see how it's hitting the wire? So that's not ideal, but it's not the end of the world either, okay? Now if you wanted to adjust your toe in, toe out, you can adjust these right here. And you can put a straight screwdriver through that, or you can use a little crescent wrench sort of thing, okay? Or needle nose pliers. But my suggestion would be to use nothing and just leave it forever wrong, because I don't want to adjust it. All right, so now that that's on, we can go ahead and drop this lid down. Just be mindful of your cooling fan so you don't hit your battery wires on there. Now remember, your body actually goes into this little lip here, okay? Mm-hmm. And so in order to get in under the spoiler, you have to press that down, and then you have to drop it onto these 4 points. It's pretty easy compared to other cars we've done, cars and trucks. I don't know, do they call this a car or truck? I think it's a truck. Oh, wait, is this a car? That might be the truck body. Show them the difference. They have two different colors here, okay? And so I guess I don't need to misrepresent the facts. I think this is technically the car. The other one is a truck. But either way, I would call it a truck because it looks like a truck to me. So that being said, if you guys are curious, leave it in the comments below if you thought this was a truck or a car. And then also leave it in the comments if it annoyed you that we left this clear plastic protective covering on, because that would annoy me if I was watching, but I'm gonna leave it on. Okay, so I have no idea how fast this is gonna be, so I'm gonna go really, really light on the controls for the throttle. Oh boy, that kind of kicks all at once there. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. Camera crew's gonna lay it down, because she's right there, and we're just gonna put it down. There is a steering trim. Oh wait, there's function too. Oh man, that's bright.
That's bright.
Look at that thing, awesome.
Oh wow.
You guys see what I'm doing? I'm pressing this one button here, function.
And is it just on or off?
It's on or off.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna turn it on. Oh, it's kind of blinding though.
It's really bright.
So that's about where I don't know if you wanna show the people at home what I'm doing here. You see this? Watch how far I move it before it kicks in. Boy, that's a long ways back. Okay, now this would be a 3S configuration. Wow, that is gonna be so eager, holy cow. Okay, I'm going to 70% mode like the children use. That does help a little bit, okay? Also, I can tell you that we need a little steering trim, so I don't know if that's that steering trim right there, okay? So if you look, you can see the steering turning just a little bit. Okay, so hopefully we got a little bit more straight. Ooh, it's good controllability. It's not anything crazy. It's definitely not like insanely over difficult to control. But let's go ahead and go out into the carpet and let's see if it can burn out. Now remember, this is not the stock battery. This has probably got about the same C rating. I think we're at 30 C on this pack. Okay, took a little bit of time to kick in on the throttle. I don't like dead space in my stick. You guys see this? Look at this. That is a lot of dead space. What the heck? See that? There it goes. So I don't know what the deal is there, but I'm just gonna go ahead and see if we can get this thing to work. See, there we go. Oh boy, see, all kind of at once.
All at once.
So what I gotta say, guys, is so far, I'm trying to do this so that it's not jumping all over the place, but that four-wheel drive is wanting to drive it forward. Could you see what I did there? Okay, so now just trying to be careful with my controls. Holy cow, that thing has some crazy power.
Really fast.
Okay, so that's probably the answer I was looking for, because I know some of you are thinking, okay, I can get this thing, have the kids play with it inside on a rainy day, and that'd be a great way to destroy your furniture. By the way, that's in 70%, okay? So get the 2S, make sure they can handle it. I clearly can't.
Maybe if you had like an unfinished basement.
Yeah,
or you could like go to a gym or something.
Yeah, if you had a little bit of space. But
Yeah.
just keep in mind, the throttle sensitivity is maybe leaves a little something to be desired, okay? So that being said, we have been spoiled with many very good cars. And so all I can say is this brushless motor has a lot of power, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and de-energize this. We're gonna let the stock batteries charge. And then you guys have already seen it, but of course we throw that at the beginning of the video so that we can answer some of your questions. I would argue probably not gonna be an inside car unless you've got a really big space. I mean, our living room has a lot of stuff sitting in it, like airplanes and things like that. Maybe yours is a little safer to drive around in. But I would say definitely if you have smart packs already, the 1300 3S will probably fit for you. But my recommendation would be go ahead and get the factory offering for these cars, just because they fit so dang good. And also when you're buying, make sure you're buying the right number of batteries, because you're gonna save a lot of money if you do it that way.
I feel like these are going to be pretty easy. I'm just thinking about our kids using them.
To switch them.
Since they fit in, I think they'll switch good. And that little latch seems easy enough for the kids to use to hold the batteries in.
Yes, but I'm gonna tell you something. One thing we don't like from an RC perspective is having different, unique, and specific to car batteries.
That is true.
It is not something that we go after. So the truth is, we have lots of airplanes, quads, VTOLs, drones, helicopters. I'm just thinking out loud here, airplanes, not so many airplanes, that have specific to use batteries. And when we see that, it's not something we run from so much, but I definitely would make a decision against it if there was a similar choice right next to it, okay? Because I wanna be able to use battery from car to car to car to car. And there's nothing wrong with this particular setup. Also, they did use a nicer Dean's T connector, and you can break this off of here very easily. I'll show you how to do it. If you go back like this, okay, maybe I can't break it off easily, but this kind, if you hold it with needle nose pliers, you can rock that off, and then you can actually get right to the solder joints, okay? But you can see this got that 90-degree angle on it, so it does make it a little bit more challenging to do that. And if you do hold this with needle nose pliers, you're on the dead side of the circuit, so it's not near as critical as if you were trying to do that on a battery. But I like when, I call these pants, because you can pull these pants down, get to the solder joints, and then you can redo your end. So if you were running exclusively Spectrum packs, or if you had like old E-Flight packs or something like that that you were using for your airplanes, then that's gonna give you the advantage. Okay, so keep in mind, you do have to provide 2 AA's. And so we have provided 2 AA's, and you have to provide your charger adapters, whether you're going to, you know, like your...
Yep, wall adapter.
Yeah, whether you're charging from your tablet, your laptop, your computer, whatever device is gonna give you your 5 volts up to about 2 amps output. And then a big, thick, heavy duty manual that probably talks about lots of really important things. Yeah, I don't really know what all is in here. So I might look at this real quick and come back and make sure there's nothing critical. When I see a huge manual, it makes me nervous. Then I realize they have different languages. These pages are the different languages. This is English, so that's a good thing. So it's about 10 pages long. It's nothing too crazy. And it is good color and black and white pictures. So it's just all the compliance information, gives good drawings that helps you understand what's going on. This is something that we've come to appreciate from certain, English from page 1 to 10. Okay, cool. So so if you guys have any questions, you can leave them in the comments below. We'll do our best to answer them. But really at the end of the day, I think that these cars speak for themselves by their performance. I do think the wheelie bar is gonna be handy for a lot of you that have kids that wanna just whomp on the throttle. But throttle management, I'm a little bit nervous about this one. So you guys have already seen how it performed. And in closing, we like to talk about just the concept of what we do here on this channel to make sure, if it weren't already clear, what we do is we try to get people into the hobby, bring people back to the hobby, whether it's RC cars, RC trucks, SUVs, ground vehicles, tanks, watercraft, that sort of thing, or if it's airplanes. And you see a lot of fixed wing airplanes, and that's probably my favorite type of the hobby, but I love RC in general. And so if we see a really fun product like this, we like to bring it to you here on Brian Phillips RC. And we hope that you enjoyed the footage, and we hope that you'll be back. I mean, we have literally thousands of videos for you right now. You don't have to wait for tomorrow or for the next day to see the video you want to see. It's probably already filmed, and all you have to do is just check out brianphillipsrc.com if you can't find what you're looking for, and then they'll be organized by either the brands that we worked with and affiliated with to help sell and bring things to market, which is what we do also, and that's how you can help support us financially, by buying from the links in the video description below, or we have them sorted by type. Okay, so those two things are available for you at brianphillipsrc.com. You can just navigate there yourself, or you can follow links at the top of our video description below. But we always have right at the very top the product we just got done reviewing, so that you can make a decision. Now, when you follow that link, credit will come to us if you decide to purchase. If you don't decide to purchase, no hard feelings. We want you guys to have millions of good choices, and then if we get something that really sucks, then you'll know. Because that's what we do here on Brian Phillips RCs. We show these products as they come out of the box without a bunch of modifications. And if we do modifications, we show you how to do it in a way that should be manageable. And we'll show you exactly how to get this thing running to its hopefully fullest potential, and kind of see how good it does or doesn't do. And then you guys get to make up your own mind. But we appreciate you being here with us. We're gonna have so much more coming from Brian Phillips RC right here. All you have to do is click the subscribe button, and don't forget to click the bell for notifications so you can be notified when we have new content coming, because there's always new content coming. But if you haven't had your fill yet in the 1900 plus videos that we have, then all you have to do is just wait a couple of days, because we're usually publishing about 2 or 3 or 4 times, sometimes 5 times a week. So you'll get your feel here on Brian Phillips RC, and we'll help you guys make the best purchasing decisions in RC that we can help get you to. So thanks for watching, guys. Come back from and then also, my wife was just reminding me telepathically. She said, don't forget to remind them about Super Thanks, YouTube memberships, and then we have Patreon memberships, and then PayPal if you just reject all the rest of that, but you still want to support us financially. We still think the best way to do it is just buy these amazing products, e-bikes, e-scooters, whatever it is in the background. There's hundreds more downstairs, don't worry. I haven't sold them off, believe me. So whatever product it is you're interested in, we've probably reviewed it, and if you haven't seen it yet, it's because we weren't allowed to share it yet. And so we'll be doing it just right around the corner. So we hope we answered all your questions. If you have any more, leave them in the comments below. And also special thanks to our Patreons who support us on a monthly basis. You warm our hearts that you would help us support this wonderful hobby. And we're here for you guys. And so we appreciate you being there for us. So if you want a special connection with us, that is one of the best ways you can get it, because it's really impossible for us to keep up with comments like we used to. But on Patreon, it's basically like a direct feed to my phone. So it's pretty exciting if you do that. But it's not listed because we don't want to charge VAT for those of you that are overseas. Speaking of, we have 2 different links for this one.
I believe so.
Because we have, I believe, a direct connection through the manufacturer, and then we have a connection through Amazon, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
So either way is fine. We don't benefit, differently. I think we probably would through the company a little bit better.
Yeah.
They probably make a couple of dollars extra, so they help us a little bit more. But at the end of the day, this is the brand, Bezgar.
Sure.
Bezgar.
No, that's not it.
Somebody needs to get with these guys and tell them what consonants and vowels do. But the truth is, we do love RC, and so that means we're going to have a lot of misspelled things because they're generally made overseas in Asia's of some sort.
Yeah.
So we appreciate you guys that are doing the hard work to make the things that we love and doing it so that we can get them for cheap prices, because that is pretty exciting. And if you guys have stuff that you want us to review that we haven't done before, leave it in the comments below. Let us know what you thought of this car truck thing.
It's one of those like sport truck,
it's like a sport, like a racing truck, but they have another body type too. So if you guys like that, when you follow the link, there'll certainly be links to other stuff, and you should be able to support us by just doing that. So we appreciate you being here with us. There's so much more right around the corner, and we hope you'll be here for that when it comes along. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching.